Well, we're here on 76 Highway in Branson, and we're with Tom Abbett in the newly opened Branson Auto and Farm Museum. Hey, Tom, just got a great tour here, and what a wonderful place to relive American history, especially the hard sacrifice of the American farmers. And, you know, it really put things in perspective to me when you were showing me some of the steam engine tractors, and just thinking about what these men did, and of course their wives too, for us as Americans, and that laid the foundation of the American farmer.
Absolutely, Byron. When we talk about American pioneers, everyone thinks of, you know, the westward expansion and all of that stuff, but really it's the farmers that had to move along as well to feed the people as they were going along. And steam engines were a huge part of that. When we decided to rebuild the museum after our storm of 2012, the tornado came through Branson, our owner, Maurice Wilder, who had made his money in farming, wanted to expand, take that opportunity to expand into the farming and the agricultural side of it so that we could have a salute to the American farmer.
And that's really what you'll experience when you come here, is a salute to the American farmer. Now, when we talk about tractors and farm equipment, of course, there's a couple of names that will come to mind. John Deere, of course, the green, and IH, International Harvester, the red. There's always been a kind of a competition there.
Sure.
But, I mean, we go back. You've got some machinery here and equipment I haven't heard of. It dates back in the early 1900s.
We do. We've got some planters. I think the oldest piece of farm implement we have here dates back to 1860, and it's a row planter. You know, you put the seeds in a square box, and it was cutting and laying seeds at the same time, but it was horse drawn in 1860.
Any unique pieces that people would want to make note of when they come to the museum?
We have everything on the tractor side of it. Again, we go back to 1860 to working steam engines. All of the tractors and all of the implements in here are functional, and they are for sale. You know, if somebody wants to add a tractor to their collection. The nice thing about what we have here is it's generational. We get a lot of 2 and 3 generations of families coming through here, and the grandfathers and the sons and the grandsons are all, they get to reminisce, like, you know, granddad had this tractor or something like that. But we have some very unique, we have a tracked 1942 Oliver that was built right prior to World War II. It's track technology, so you could tell that they were ramping up to build tanks. Then they stopped production on most of these from 42 to 46. A few of the tractors that we have here have war surplus steering wheels and things like that were left over after the war. So there's some interesting trivia that I try to throw out there on our tours.
And I mean, this is a very large museum too. When you come in, you have a very open feel. I like the way things are laid out. Well,
thank you. Again, we went from 40,000 square feet to right around 90,000. So for the farmers out there, that's about 2 acres of land. And it's all under roof, all air conditioned, heated in the wintertime, air conditioned in the summertime. Our business really, the walk-in traffic expands when it's raining outside, because we're one of the few places inside that you can spend a couple hours with the family and not get soaked. You know, some of the other amusement parks and attractions have to close down for those time periods, but it gets busy in here during the rainy season.
And what are the hours?
We're here from 9 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, Monday through Sunday. So we're open 7 days a week.
And of course, you have a website too. We want to remind our friends to go to the website to get information, maybe special attractions that come in.
We do. That's bransonmuseum.com. Okay. And check our Facebook page under Branson Auto and Farm Museum.
Well, we're going to continue touring here. We want to walk into some other areas and look at some more great features of this museum. Tom, we've made our way over here to the classic cars, and there are some real beauties here. We've got muscle cars, and we've got some old timers too.
Yeah, Byron, we started about 1901 with an Oldsmobile and a Ford replicas, and then we move all the way up to about 2000, but we are heavily concentrated in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, that walk down memory lane for our clients. But the muscle cars are my favorite. You know, that's what I remember and have always been part of my life.
Well, talk about some of the classic cars you'll see when you come over here this side of the museum.
We've got the, your go-to favorites, 56, 57, 55 Chevys. We've got some 57 Fords, 61 Impalas. One of the most beautiful trucks, I think, in the country is this 59 Apache right here. That's $156,000 sitting right there on four wheels.
Oh, my. And I think what's interesting, too, when you come to a museum, usually it's hands-off, but really this is hands-on here because you can actually purchase these vehicles, whether it be the farm equipment or these beautiful cars.
Absolutely, Byron. We are a working museum, and that means we want to rotate the inventory in and out every so often. So a lot of our visitors will come to Branson 2 or 3, 4 times a year, and we want them to be able to come back and see a different car or a different selection of cars, different colors, different years, different models. So they all are for sale. They're priced, and if somebody has some serious interest in one, we'll open the doors, get into the trunk. We can take it to the back of our building in our shop. We'll get it started. We can listen to it. We can do a little test drive. So they are for sale. I try not to get attached to all of them, but there are a few favorites, yes.
Do you have some favorites?
I do. I'm a Camaro guy. My first car was a 71 Camaro. Third car was a 69 Camaro, and we have probably one of the nicest Camaro convertibles in the country here.
I want to go back to the farm site because there's a story you told me as a child. There was an old Ford farm tractor there, and you had a pretty cool story growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I like to tell visitors that I have a lot of seat time in an 8-in Ford. And when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, while I didn't get to drive it much, I did sit on it while I was waiting for the school bus. We lived in rural Missouri, and the tractor itself was housed in a concrete hut. And in the summer, fall and winter, whenever I was waiting for the school bus, I always sat in the seat of the tractor. So that's where my seat time comes in.
Well, and again, of course, the one admission price gets you into the entire museum. You can enjoy the history of the farm equipment and come over here to these wonderful cars.
Absolutely. Our admission price is $19.95 plus tax for adults. That's an all-day admission. If you want to come in the morning or in the early morning and look around, go take a break for lunch, and then come back in the afternoon. It takes, if you're working at about 2 hours to go through the museum to see everything. And we have break areas, places for people to sit, water fountains, soda machines. So if people want to come in, sit and take a break for a little while, if they want to leave and come back, they're certainly able to do that.
And you can bring your cameras inside this museum too, which I think is pretty amazing.
Oh, absolutely. We're a visual place, as you can see. The bright reds, the blues, the chromes, and all of that stuff. We encourage people to take video and photography, put them on their YouTube channels, put them on their own Facebook pages, and just share them with family and friends.
Okay, Tom, let's remind our friends now we're located here on Highway 76. Give us some more specific details and directions.
Well, 76 Country Boulevard, as it is designated by the state because of all the country music shows up and down through here. We're 1 mile west of Highway 65, so when you get off at the 76 Country Boulevard exit, go west 1 mile. We have the tallest and the largest American flag along the strip. So we're a 90,000 square foot white building on the northbound side. And just look for the first big American flag you come to in Branson. That'll be us.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Branson Auto and Farm Museum is a definite stop for all of our Bott Radio Network listeners. So I hope you'll make plans to bring your family and tell your friends coming to Branson because it'll be changing, as you mentioned, inventory every 6 months. You like
Absolutely.
to move things out, so you'll be seeing something different each visit you come. And so we encourage you to go to the website, too, to see photographs and to learn more about special exhibits. Give that web address again, if you will.
That's bransonmuseum.com, and also follow our Facebook page at Branson Auto and Farm Museum.
All right, Tom Abbett, this has been a fantastic tour. Thank you for the hospitality, and we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, Byron.